If your child is an aspiring engineer, I will say this. Obviously, I am going to encourage you to do math. Um, of course, science as well. If you like those, then yes, from an educational standpoint, you're going to have a good foundation. However, one of the best things that you can do as a future engineer is to try and fix stuff. I can't emphasize that enough. If I could go back and do it all over again after two engineering degrees, after over 14 years in an engineering office, I would say you need to practice fixing stuff. So I recorded a video, what, about a week ago, where I was talking about troubleshooting my amplifier. I have a amplifier in my car, to for like low end, bass and whatnot, and it just kind of stopped working on me. And so I went ahead and did what I used to do in my job, which is I got my own multimeter and I started testing voltages and stuff like that. I had to look a few things up, kind of see the specs of the amp and kind of see what kind of voltages I'm supposed to see, for example, between the power in and ground, and between where the signal comes in and ground and stuff like that. And I think literally all that was really an issue. All the issue really was some sort of like looser connection. That's all it was. I had just called the people who installed my amplifier, and they quoted me $150 because my warranty had expired maybe a year or so ago. So literally, just by me buying like a $8 multimeter and going and looking into the issue myself, I saved myself, what's that? 150 minus eight, $142. Okay. Now, just a second ago, I wish I had brought it down here with me. I need to go cut my grass. My grass is pretty high. And so I have a push mower I've had for a long time. And it's still kicking, but like this week I couldn't start it up. So I recently had like added some fresh oil. I had changed the gas cap and whatnot. But I was like, man, I was actually to the point where I was like, um, maybe it's time for me to get another lawnmower. I've had this lawnmower definitely probably about 15 years. It's a push mower, and I was like, I don't know. Maybe it's time for me to buy another one. I don't really feel like buying a whole nother lawnmower. But then it just kind of came to me again, Sean, you have an engineering background. Not only that, it's like your main job as an engineer was a troubleshooter. Whenever an issue came up, you would look at the evidence and then trace back what the possible issues were. The thing is, a lot of these um pieces of equipment, appliances or whatever, they tend to come with instructions anyway. Schematics, I know how to read schematics from my engineering education and from my job. So I went and kind of did a little research, and I saw that, okay, it could be the filter in my lawnmower, that it could be dirty, and it's finally gotten to a point where the dirt is accumulated and it's making it hard for the engine to run and whatnot. It could be the spark plug. I hadn't changed the spark plug since I got the thing, you know. But I was like, is it going to be complicated for me to do that? Only because I had not done it before. Long story short, it was a spark plug. It was, and literally all I need to do is unscrew the spark plug. I looked at it when I took it out and looked at it. I had to pull the little connector off the spark plug. I looked at it, and the end that the connector goes to was rusted. So it's like it's probably not making good contact with that connector. And so, simple electric or electronics rather. If you got rust or crud or whatever around there, it's not making a good connection. It may be on there, but it may not really be making a good enough connection for electricity to travel through. And so anyhow, I unscrewed it. I went to Lowe's, got the right part number, It's easy to find the right part number. You just go to the right store, Lowe's, Harbor Freight, Home Depot, whatever. Came back, screwed it in, put the connector back on, pulled the clutch, started right up. Well, of course, I had to prime it, then start it right up. And the thing, I was like, gonna give up. Let me re-emphasize. If you are a future engineer, try to fix stuff. That really, engineers, as I was educating some young people this past summer, engineers solve problems. Now, a lot of times that is in research and development, where you have a problem and you create a solution to it. But two things. One, engineers, when they make these things, they often have to troubleshoot these things, um, that they make. Okay. And then two, when you troubleshoot something, whenever you go in and you look at the evidence and you diagnose a problem, oftentimes you get to know that particular product a lot better. Okay. So, as far as STEM stuff goes, I love, building kits, like building robots and, different things like that. But one thing I think that we need to emphasize in STEM education is troubleshooting stuff, fixing things. Yes, it may be a little bit more on the technical technician side of things, but just like I told a technician friend of mine who got his engineering education and became and is now just a brilliant, excellent engineer. If you are good with your hands with fixing stuff, and then you come and you sandwich in that STEM knowledge through like a engineering degree, you have the best of both worlds. You are going to be a great engineer. Hey, thank you for watching this video. If you need math tutoring or you need SAT math help, look in the description to find out how you can sign up today. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you stay in touch with Math Swap Tutoring on YouTube. Have a good one.